Good morning, everyone. My name is Tammy, and I'd like to welcome you to Sofly's Unique Boutique. This is FlossTube number 88, and this is my second time doing this. I did do it yesterday, but it would not upload on my phone. Why, I don't know. Today is Saturday, May 3rd. So, technology issues aside, how about we get started, shall we? Okay. First off, we'll start with some starts, possibly. Alright, now, yesterday, when I said this, I said that I had to frog out and use a different color. So, and this is the Summer Quaker, and I'm doing it on a 28 count Twilight, and I'm using this is the third color change, so hopefully it's the last one, but for some reason I keep making the same mistake, so I think there's a mistake in the chart. So I'm going to take out what I have and try to fix it, but here is, and I'm using Dying for Sass Lovey Dovey, and that shows up so much better than yellow. So there's that, and I will show, and I'm starting to do this card system again. So this is a Summer Quaker. I started it on May 1st using 28 count Twilight 1/1, using Dying for Sass Lovey Dovey, and the goal is 2,000 stitches, and this is from Goffin Designs on Etsy. And I know, there it is. And this is what it looks like. It's a very beautiful variegated pink, and I don't like pink, I'll tell you that right now. I have a daughter, and when she was a baby, or when I was pregnant with her, everybody wanted, it was like, oh, I'm gonna buy her pink, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, you're not, because I don't like pink. I want purple. So yeah, it was all purple. I don't know why I have two cards for this one. Oh, this is the old one. Yep. Get rid of that. So hopefully I will have more than started out with 98 stitches. It's even less now. So hopefully I'll have more once I get past that little hump in the road. The next one I'm doing is the Spring Quaker, and I started this on April 25th, 2025. I'm using the same 25 count Whisper, 28 count Whisper, I guess. I don't know why I put Twilight, but whatever. 1/1, and I'm using DMC 699, and I've gotten 884 stitches out of 2,000. So. And this is how much I've gotten done. This one goes by so quick. So quick. It's like the other day I got 509 stitches like that. So, those are my stitches. And I don't have pictures for them on right now. I'm hoping to get some. I was supposed to work on my full coverage for Friday yesterday, but after I got done recording, I decided that I needed to organize in here. So I'm taking little bits and pieces and organizing them. So I took all my whips that I had in here, and I put them in alphabetical order. They're in two boxes, two of these cloth boxes down here, and I'm going to, as soon as I get my craft room painted and cleaned out, I'm doing that little by little too, I will, do a reveal. Alright, The other thing that I worked on was I did my last letter, which was Y for bunny. So we did the Yellow Beach House. Designer is Your Briar Patch. And this goes by really quick. 100 stitches is like done. So I've got to haul this out a little bit more often. But I'm doing this today. Have I card for this one yet? Nope. Gonna have to. I think I'm doing this on a 16 count Icelandic beige. And I'm using all the called for DMC. And I put in white and I put in some yellows. But I got 124 stitches done on Sunday, I believe. And that was way quick. Way quick. So I earned my $4. So I think I'm up to 24. November, December, January, February, March, April, 24. So yes, I've got $24 saved up. And I think I'm going to wait until I can hit a sale on Stitches So Beautiful, because usually they do it 50% off. No, like half price sale. That's what I'm going to use this time, unless I decide to use it on 1, 2, 3 stitch instead. Alright. For Wonderland Wednesday, I worked on what is this? That doesn't belong in there. Okay. For Wonderland Wednesday, I worked on the Alice Snow Globe by Jardin Brevet. And I started this on April 9th. I'm stitching it on an 18 count Pictures Plus Mint. I'm using the Call for DMC, and I worked on it for 3 weeks, and I was doing 100 stitches a week, and I got 310 stitches. I don't know how many there is completely, but because it's a paper pattern and I don't have it on Pattern Keeper, that's okay. So this is what I got done. I got her face done, I got the butterfly done, and I got her arms partially done. And then I've got to put some hair in between the arms and the apron. And once I get there, I'm going to move my way up to try to get to the top. Do this top section here with the leaves and the little flowers and whatnot. Either that, or I might go down and just do the Cheshire Cat. Either way, I really don't care. But yeah, so this is going to get put away for a little bit. It's going to, it'll come out again on a Wednesday, but just not right now. I'm going to take a break for it. Okay. The next, the next thing I worked on I rearranged everything, so. Okay, I restarted the Winter Quaker. Now, unfortunately, the picture's not going to come out all that great. It came out awesome yesterday, and that's why I know it didn't go through, but that's okay. I did restart the Winter Quaker. There it is. Not the best picture, like I said, because the lighting in here is terrible. But yeah, so there's that. I'm doing this on I got a card for this one. Oh. You stay. You get up here. Doing the Winter Quaker, it's from Daily Pattern Post. I restarted it on April 30th, and I'm stitching it on a 25 count vintage Stormy Night 101. I'm using Dying for Cross Stitch Americana. The goal is 2,000 stitches, and the numbers, my personal goal is 2,000, but there's 25,828 stitches to complete. Out of that, I got 310, so I'm at 1.20%. And this is the Dying for Cross Stitch Americana. And this is what it looks like. Isn't it gorgeous? So I'm trying to get this whole part done. The border, the top border done, and then I'm working on this part to go across, and then I'll work on what's in between. So, I might change it up, I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So that's that. Okay. This is the cat sampler, and I don't have a picture of this one. I looked, so I'm just going to flash the pattern a little bit. There it is. And I started this on May 1st. I'm using a 25 count Pearl 101 from Artiste. And I'm using Sulky 4016, which is a peacocky color. My goal for this is 2,500 stitches, and so far I've got 360 done. And here it is. That peacock just, it's gorgeous, gorgeous. There are a few, there's a few elements in here, and then you work your way down, and then there's another cat. But it's lovely, it's gorgeous. Like I said, I tried to find a picture of it, but I was unsuccessful, so. So these are most of the ones, you'll be seeing these again, because these are my monochromatic May pieces. So they'll be coming out all month. I don't normally, when I first started, I did monthly themes. I don't normally, but there are a few that I'm keeping. I don't want to do mania kind of thing for May. So that's why I'm doing, monochromatic. And I think I might keep that one, I don't know. And then in July, it's Jingle Jangle July. Basically, October is going to be Halloween. It's just the way it is. And I was doing Spooky September for a while, but I might just go with everybody else. I don't know. Either that or I'll just do Spooky Samplers in September. And then in December, I will do my, what I kind of adopted as my, Deck the Halls Ornament Birthday Sale. Because I was born in December, so last year I tried it. And actually, I was very impressed with a couple other people that, joined me. And one of them was Stitching by the Shore of Laura. She did like a little dog ornament, which was really, really cute. So December, for the month of December, like, I got the idea from Stitching by the Shore with Laura, because she does October pumpkin sale, birthday sale, because she was born in October. So I just modified it to be a Deck Your Halls ornament birthday sale, and do as many ornaments, or if you only want to do one in December. So yeah. Okay, we're moving on. Okay, I do have a picture of this one, but it's gonna be crappy. This is the Christmas this is going to be the Christmas Quaker. And I think this one is from Tinsel Cross Stitch. I just have to find it. That's not it. It's Thanksgiving. If I can find it, that is. Ah, here it is. And here it is. I know, it's terrible. But yeah, there's the Christmas Quaker. And I've got a card in here. Out of 28,230, I've gotten 1,394 complete, and I am at 4.94%. And my goal, I met my goal, but I still need 806 stitches, because I upped my goal for this month to I added another 1,100 stitches, so that brings me to 2,200. And here is what I have done. I am using 931, and I need to fill in this part here and work my way across. And I'm doing this on a 25 count Silver Moon 1/1. And I'm loving this one. I cannot wait for it to get finished. So I might just work on this every Monday for the foreseeable future. I mean, if I get something else, that's fine, but I will continue to work on this on Mondays, because for me, Mondays is a motif Monday, which means I work on like a Quaker, or, you know, and where this is monochromatic, it's one color. So that's why I'm kind of glad I picked, you know, spun the wheel and got it again. Because it was also Motif Monday for last month too. Alright, and then nope. Alright, and then I've got to find it. Okay. This was my other new start. This is Mad Hatter Tea Party. And it's back here. You can hear my dog. My husband's home, and my husband is her person. So where he goes, she goes. There we go. There is the Mad Hatter Tea Party. And ever since I got it, I've wanted it. It's from Lina Ova. And I'm doing it on a 25 count Wedgwood Blue. And I'm using a Silky 4022. And my goal for this is 2,500 stitches. Now, out of 35,651, I've gotten 210 stitches complete, and I'm at 0.59%. It's not a lot, but it's something, right? This is the Sulky that I'm using, and it's different shades of blue, and there's purple in it, and it's gorgeous. And when you see it on this, you'll understand what I mean. Isn't that lovely? It's just, oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. And there's a few more Lina Ovas that I might get, because I can use that, use something like this to do the whole thing. Granted, I know that I've seen that Laura from Stitching by the Shore, she's doing a Mary Poppins one, a Cinderella, I think. And she's doing the same thing. She cuts out some stuff, and that's fine. Like with the Mary Poppins, she's not doing the big outside border. She's just doing the little blocks in between, in the middle, which is great, and it looks gorgeous. I've seen it. But she's more of a fabric person, whereas I'm more of a floss person. I like the funky flosses. She's not into all the, if she gets something variegated, she's just started using variegated flosses. If she gets something variegated, she gets the ones that are kind of muted, which is fine. I mean, everybody's got their own tastes. And I've seen some of her stuff with the muted. Oh, her stitching is impeccable. Okay. Oh, Thanksgiving is right here. Okay. And then I worked, I restarted my Thanksgiving Quaker, and I am thrilled with how it looks right now. And I do need to do some more work on it, because I need 2,000 stitches. Oh, come on. I think it's this way we're going to do it. Alright, well, I definitely need to get a picture of that one. I'm telling you. But I'm doing this card? Do I have a card? No, I don't. Okay. That's fine. I'm doing this on a 25 count. This is from Tinsel cross stitch, I believe. And I'm doing this on a 25 count potato Lugana 1/1, and I'm using Dying for Sass OB ball. And it's right here. And I'm not a big orange person, but that is definitely changing my mind about that color. And here's what it looks like. I got another 380 stitches on it. I did this leaf here. I finished the squirrel and I started on this. What I'm trying to do is pick a motif, work on it till it's done, and then move on. I still have some of this to do up here. And once I get to a certain point, there's like a middle piece, and then after the middle piece is this all over again, but it's going in the opposite direction. So instead of going this way, it's going this way. But I didn't realize there was like a butterfly and some other, you know, like a dragonfly and a couple of birds, and there's some people and, you know, corn stalks and the sheep. Yep. So I will definitely make a card out for this one. But I had one. Do not. Okay. And then is that it? Nope, one more. I didn't work on very many things, but what I did work on, I put quite a bit of time into. Here somewhere. Oh, that's not it. Oh, that's it back here. There, oh, here it is. I worked on Summer House Stitchworks, Autumn Provides, and what I did was I finished up this tan color here, and I worked on some of the blue next to it. And here I got 300 stitches done, and this is what it looks like. So my next adventure is to bring the blue down here. I'm going to move over and bring this down here, and then I'm going to move over and bring this down here, because this one right here has some blue to it, and then after that work on the blue all the way down. This one I have the most done, and it is closest to a finish, and it's on my wheel for finishing. So I figured, you know, if I kind of work sporadically on my finishes, then, you know, I'll get them done eventually. Am I going to try to get 25 of my older stuff finished this year? I'm going to try. I've only got 4 done, but still. If I don't get them done, the only person I have to blame is me. So that is it. I only did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 projects. So yeah, I've got to get my button gear a little bit. So for plans and goals, I'm going to work on my goals, and I have a new goal board. So I need to get another 500 stitches done in Gaia. Summer Refreshes, I need 594. The March Quaker, I need to get 400. The Deep Sea Quaker, I need to get 1,337. Summer Quaker, I need 1,922. Jeez. The Thanksgiving Quaker, I need 1,120. The Winter Quaker, I need 1,690. The Christmas Quaker, I need 806. The Mad Hatter Tea Party, I need 2,290. The Executioner's Block, that is also on my Stitcher Words, so I think I have another, soldier, 400, so I'll just finish it up. And then the Autumn Quaker, I need 912 because I upped the goal a little bit. What I do is, if I've already started it before I've added it to my goals, I reached the first goal, I will double it. So if one of them is, this will bring me up to, I think, 24. Let's see. 10, 10. This will bring me up to 3,000, which is fine. And then the Spring Awakens, I need 418 stitches to get to another 500, or to get to the 1,000. So when I pick goals again, I'll go through how many stitches I have on things, and I will add, like, instead of getting another 500 done on Gaia, it should be 1,000, which will give me 500, or 499. But I just figured, okay, I'll just do 500. And with the March Quaker, I think I got 300 and something, but I'm just gonna start fresh with another 400, because there's some I have to frog out. And I got my goal for the Deep Sea, so I just added more onto it, my goal. So that's how I'm doing things. And then when I get it completed, I add it to this one. And there's more on this one than that one. There's a few more, like the Autumn Quaker, Winter Cometh, Let Me In is going to be my new 100 stitch a day. I just haven't worked on it yet. So I think my plan for today is to do 300 stitches. Because that'll be for Thursday, Friday, and today. Okay. So focus on Let Me In. So I will show you my starting point for Let Me In. See my bag I made. So hopefully, if I'm lucky enough, maybe I'll get to finish Victor this week. This is Let Me In from Mama Witch Stitch. I don't know what it's called on Etsy. I really don't. I just go by what's written up here. There it is. It's so cute. It's cute. So yeah, and my starting point for my little Victor is right here. So what I'm going to be doing with this one is color completing. So if I can get 300 stitches out of a color, and that color will be finished, and I like that idea, but it probably won't happen. But there he is. He's cute. So I think I'm going to work on his belly, because that's got a dark orange, and so do these things here. And I think I have some other doodads that have that same dark orange, so I might be able to get my 300 stitches and not complete that color. I don't know, we'll see. But, yeah, take him to town. Okay, so there is Victor. The other thing for my I don't know why I put it on twice, but my focus is Harry Potter sampler, and I have it right here. I do have a picture of it. This was my snow day stitch. Since we're not getting snow anymore, there he is. So I think what I am going to do is, if I can get this done this summer or in the next couple of months, I'm going to work on Noel, and I might just, because that's also a small full coverage, I might just make Noel my Friday. My focus full coverage or full coverage Friday piece. But this is Harry, and I don't remember the day that I started, but I know I started it in the first day it snowed, so I'm thinking December. I'm doing it in 18 count easy count Ada, and I'm using the call for DMC. Now my goal was 1,000 stitches, but out of 5,760 stitches, I am at 42.71%, and I've got 2,460 stitches completed already. So that actually isn't too bad. I just have to finish up a couple of things, and then I can move on to the last. I have to finish up the glasses, and I have to finish up the Patronus, and then I can work on this last line. So, there it is. And it goes rather quickly, I have to admit. So, there is Harry. And I did not work on this yesterday, because like I said, I was organizing and alphabetizing my whips that I had. So, when I start changing things over, I will put the ones that are in this box, in alphabetical order in the boxes over here, and then switch out. Because June, I have to figure out what my June is for the Stitch by Color, and whatever projects I put in, I decide to do for those, I'm just going to move them over. Alright. And I'm going to focus on my Christmas sampler, which you already saw. I am going to do letters M, E, L, D, and I, which this is for May. So the May words are Mother, Flag, Memorial, and Soldier. Now, Mother because of Mother's Day, Flag because, and Memorial is because Memorial Day is in May, so it's rather patriotic, and Soldier because we're remembering the soldiers that died in defense of our country. So, M is going to be the March quarter, and I need to get 300 stitches for 3 M's plus 100 for just because, to meet the goal, basically. So here is my start. Oops. So it looks like. Lots of green. So what I'm hoping to do is to figure out where I made a mistake here and just do this color, because this is a pretty, here's the motif right here. So it's kind of a large motif, and I'm just gonna work on this one color for now. And anytime I have an M, or I may work on it Motif Monday, you know, and work on it, do color completing on this one, so I get it done. I also have April halfway done, and I have September halfway done. I need to really work on these. That's all I get to say about that. So this is the March Quaker. I started on February 3rd, 2024. I'm using a 16 count ivory Ada. I'm using Colorful Classic Colorworks. The goal is 400, and I got 329 because that's what I realized I had. Oops. So, those are the ends. Alright, and the E's are Execution is black. I do not have a picture for this one. I do have a card. I started this on October 26th. This is from Screaming Heart Designs. I started on October 26th, 2023, doing it for Monochromatic May. It's on a 16 count Wicked and Whimsy fabric. I'm using Silky Black, and the goal is 300, but no, I'm going to get more than that, because the E's are 1, 2, 3. Plus, I want to do an extra 200 for the stitch back color. And here it is. It's nice to open. And I love it on this fabric, that black just, oh. And so far, I've got 1,814 stitches on this. Yep. So. Alrighty. Let's see what else do we have here. The eye. I think I got that one right here. Yes. For eyes, which are in Memorial and Soldier, I'm working on Climbing Goat Designs Icy Winter. And do I have a card? Yes, I do. I started Icy Winter from Climbing Goat Designs. Started on February 13th, 2025. Stitching it on an 18 count teal that I dyed myself, and I'm using the called for DMC. My goal is 1,000, and I've got 630. Reason, so I need 370 stitches. I did up the goal because I wanted to. So this is my starting point. I've got the bird done, and I still have some white to put in the branch. I'm not worried about color completing on this one. I just want to get my 300 stitches, or 370 stitches, 200 stitches, 200 stitches. But I'm going to get the 370 stitches I need. So that is that. Because I'm trying to, I'm getting a little sick of playing catch up with the goals. So that's why what I did was, this time around, I put things that I wanted to get the goals done, and they went with the month theme. Or these Stitch by Color. I finally getting myself in sync with everything. Aren't you proud of me? Alright. And the other thing I wanted to work on was my L's and my D's. So this is a combo. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have a D and 3 L's. So this is Dog Lessons for People by Lizzie Kate. So I'm going to get 400 stitches. And the goal is 200 anyway, so if I get an extra 200, it's fine. Oh. That's wrong too. What the heck? What are we doing here? I thought I made... Oh, I did make one out for this. I just got the wrong... Okay. Dog rolls. I started it in 2022 at some point. I want to get it finished. I'm doing it on a 14 count white Ada. I'm using all the called for except for the 807. Anything that calls for 807, I've been changing it up to match what I want. The goal is 200, but I'm going to get 4. And I've done 1,000. This was before I started actually counting stitches. So I've just recently started counting stitches this year. I'm going to get 1,039. I'm at 1,039. And this sucker is huge. It is big, big, big. But it is. Oh, I got it upside down. What the heck? What is that all about, Tammy? Come on now. This is Dog Lessons for People. Be loyal and faithful. Be loyal and faithful, play every day, drink lots of water, forgive quickly, avoid biting when a growl will do, sit close and listen, follow your instincts, give more than you receive, take naps, be a best friend, love unconditionally. And this one is basically for patches. And as you can see, in the little dog house, I backstitched a P for patches, and then on the little dog, wait a minute, that's backwards. What the heck am I doing? I am so sorry, I'm not with it today. Yeah, there's a little P in the door of the dog house. The dog has a purple collar like my dog does. I used purple and different color blues for the water. And I used a different blue for the thing. Yeah. So, anything that said 807. And I just basically wanted to do a purple color anyway. And the rest of it just kind of flowed. I have no idea what the purples are because I was using scraps that I had kicking around. So, yeah. So that is that. And I'm going to try to work on some of my letters today. This might be number 1 because this is the most. Yep. So also what I'm doing is when I get my words and when I want to finish something, I use that for my finishing. So I get closer to a finish that way. Okay. Alright. And that is it there. Yes. Okay. Now, tomorrow Oops. Tomorrow is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. So, I had started a project a while ago, quite a while, and I am restarting it tomorrow. And it is called Soft Wookie. And, I'm sure it looks like. Won't be the best picture, but I am going to try. Now, I got this on Etsy from KIX Stitches, and the designer was Amy Lee. And if you've never watched The Big Bang Theory, it's about 4 nerds, basically. And there's Sheldon, Leonard, Howard, and Raj. Now, Sheldon is a theoretical physicist, and Leonard is also a physicist, but he puts them into practice. He puts theories into practice. And then Howard is a engineer, and Raj is an astrophysicist. And they like Star Wars and they like Star Trek and a whole bit. Well, when Sheldon gets sick, he's a pain in the butt, basically. And yes. And he thinks he's, it's all about Sheldon. Let's put it that way. And there's a song that he needs to be sung to. Now, my daughter, who's 14, has been watching it since she was little. When she started talking, she was actually singing this song. It's called Soft Kitty, Warm Kitty, Little Ball of Fur, Happy Kitty, Sleepy Kitty, Purr, Purr, Purr. Well, I found the Star Wars version. So, I will be restarting that. Long story just to say, this is what I'm going to be doing. Soft Wookie, Warm Wookie, Big Ball of Fur, Hairy Wookie, Sleepy Wookie, grr, grr, grr. This is mine. I am not giving it away. But yeah, so there's that. And I posted it yesterday. I was going to do it. And if anybody wanted to join me, they were more than welcome on any Star Wars stitch that you may have. If not, if you're not a Star Wars fan, I completely understand. I just happen to like Star Wars. Am I a fan of Star Trek? Yeah, a little bit. No. But that's the way it is. So, this is my tracker for the month of May, and this is like the 3rd one I've done. So, my stitch by color is yellow, which is anything monochromatic. My stitch a word, you know what the words are. My 100 stitch a day is Let Me In. My focus whip is the Spring Quaker. My focus full coverage is Harry Potter. Now, my motif Monday is the Christmas Quaker. My Wonderland Wednesday is my Mad Hatter Tea Party, and my full coverage Friday, I think I'm going to change to the ghosts, the cute ghosts, because I could work on 939 until the cows come home. My new start is the Summer Quaker, which I don't know. And then the Mad Hatter Tea Party I started, and the Cat Sampler I started. And my goals are the Thanksgiving Quaker, the Winter Quaker, the Deep Sea Quaker, and Gaia. And down here is the rest of the seasons. So anything seasonal. Like my Spring Owl. I have my Summer Owl. the autumn provides, winter cometh, spring awakens. Spring awakens, autumn provides, winter cometh, and summer refreshes. I'm going to try to work on those all through the month of May by color completing. And then get it from there. Anything else seasonal I come up with. Like the icy winter, I have the summer one of that. I have to get the spring and the autumn, which I'm not really worried about right now. So, yeah. So there's that. The other thing. Oh, I wanted to show you. Okay. So one of the things I put on that list was the Deep Sea Quaker. Here is the card for the Thanksgiving Quaker. Out of 16,105, I've got 980 stitches done, and I'm at 5.46%. And then this is, I'm not going to bother with the picture. This is the Deep Sea Quaker. I started it on April 22nd. This is from Daily Pattern Post. I'm using 25 count Illusion Blue 1/1, and I'm using Silky 4014. And since my goal is going to go up, instead of 400, it's going to go up. So I've got 663 stitches done. And I know there's a percentage and there's an amount, and I'll write it on the back of that later. But this illusion is gorgeous. This floss is gorgeous. And here's where I am. So I will be working on this. I may or may not try to get some of the I Spy challenges done. I don't know yet. I'm thinking about that still. I don't do very many. I do maybe 4 or 5 of them, and there's 10. So I figure if I do 5 of them, that's half. So there's that. Saw the winter, you saw the Thanksgiving. Gaia. Now Gaia is Queen of the Earth, and I'm doing her for a friend. And I'm using, it's Quartarian Creations. I started on March 31st, 2025. I'm using a hand, I dyed it myself, teal dyed Ada, 18 count, and I'm using 4051, which is Forest Floor. And my goal is 500, and I've already got 501. So here she is. This is my starting line. Isn't she gorgeous? I have to admit, I mean, yes, I dye my own fabric from time to time, but I love dyeing my fabric, you know, because I've got a certain amount of colors that I like, and I use those. And if I want something different, I'll buy it. So, yep. Alright, so there's that. Alright, the other thing I'm going to work on this month is my long dog sampler, Queen of Hearts. I haven't worked on this for a while, and I've kind of missed it. As everybody knows, I started this. This was my new year, new start. So I started this on January 1st, 2025. I'm using an 18 count smoky white, and I am using Silky 4007. Now my goal is 800 stitches, but you know what? I'm gonna up that too. I've gotten 2,906 done, and I do have some frogging I need to do, but that's okay. I frog a lot of this one. But here it is. Ugh. Isn't that gorgeous? Love it. So I'm going to finish up over here. I'm going to work on this corner, which is what? Oh. Butterfly, bird, swan, a peacock. Well, it looks like a little squirrel. And then work my way down to the bottom. Yep. And try to work on one of the queens. There's 3 queens. But yeah, there it is. Am I going to get this finished this year? Probably not. But I figure what I'm going to try to do is I've got a bunch more Alice stuff that I want to start. What I'm going to try to do is come up with some sort of rotation. Now, do I always work on Alice on Wednesdays? No, but I should. Last Wednesday, after I finished my 100 stitches, I did something else. I was working on the cards. So, I think what I might do is come up with some sort of rotation that I do weekly. After I get my main Alice, do some of my main Alice stitching, and then think of a rotation on Wednesdays for something else. So I either work on 2 or 3, you know, depending upon what I work on. Like if it's a full coverage, work on 2 that week. If it's, say, Long Dog and the Mad Tea Party, say the Mad Tea Party, and then I work on this one, and then I can either work on the Mad Plant, because I really wanted to work on the Mad Plant this past week, but I didn't get a chance. Work on the Mad Plant, so that would be 3 for that week. And then, same thing, you know, just, you know, if I've worked on it for 1 week, you know, like say I worked on this one this week, next week it would be a different one. And then every 4th Wednesday, I would work on this one, or something like that. Because I know, if you've ever watched Laura, Stitchy by the Shore, she does the same thing with hers. She's got a fish and chips. She has Spring and Summer Quaker by Lila Studios, and she's another one. Oh, Mary Poppins by Lina Ova. Yeah. So, and she rotates them every week. She'll work on them for the whole week, and then once she hits her goal, the next week she'll work on something else, and then she'll hit her goal there, and then she'll work on something else. She tries to get 500 stitches in them a week. Do I want to do that? I don't know. I don't want to do them all week. I figure one day of Alice is enough for right now. There's one I found yesterday while I was looking through some stuff that's Winter Alice. And I'm going to start it. I think I might. I don't know. We'll see. So, May seems to be Alice month too. Alright. So that's that on plans and tracking, and I do have a little bit of stash. I know one of the pictures isn't, I don't know, but the rest of them might. I'm not quite sure. all honesty, I haven't worked on Dobby. I just have not felt like it. Okay. Now, my friend Claudia, who lives in Oklahoma, she got this for her birthday, this in April. It was her birthday start. So, Claudia, you enabled me. And I appreciate that. Kind of like my crafty cave, Angie. She enables me all the time. But anyway, so here it is. I want to believe in things that you cannot see. Oh, I want to believe in things that you cannot. And it is Dracula's castle. And oh, I have some thread hopefully on the way. I made it. I bought 3, I think. Not quite sure. But I want it to look old and dreary and, you know, because Dracula's castle. And I just want it to look, you know, creepy. So, and then I bought the Forest bookshelf. And this is what it looks like. Not sure how big it is, but it is gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And this one I think is bigger than, I think it's over 5, I think it's almost 600 by 600. Not quite sure, but we will see. And this is Alice. Look at that. It'll probably take me the rest of my life. Probably. And then this one. This is Holly Branch with berries. And this is from Goffin Designs. There it is. I love it. I love it. If I do it small enough, it'll make an awesome pillow. So, those are those. And other than, like I said, some threads that I have on order. And possibly some more fabric. 25 count or 28 count, I'm not quite sure. Other than that, that is it. But I want to say thank you, specifically to the Crow Stitcher and Stitching by the Shore with Laura, and everybody else who has commented. You guys do not know how thrilled I am. And I also want to thank everybody who has liked, who has subscribed. If you're new, thank you. I'm almost to, I mean, I know this is foolishness, but I'm almost to 250 subscribers. And for me, that's a lot. I didn't even think I was going to get that far. Yes, when I first started, I'm like, oh, it's going to be great. I'm gonna get thousands and thousands. And it's taken me almost a year and 2 years to get 250. But, you know what, that's okay. I'm good with it. I'm way good with it. So, for all of you who have liked and subscribed, thank you so much. Now, last week, not this past Tuesday, actually I watched her on Wednesday, but the Tuesday before, a week from this past Tuesday, I was having coffee with Andy, the Crow Stitcher. And as I was having coffee, it's like I'm watching her and I'm drinking coffee. So, I was watching her, and she had a friend who had got some negative comments on her video because they thought she had too many whips. Who cares? I mean, really, who cares? I mean, I know I've, done my thing here, and I probably have over 100, if not more. And if you have a problem with me having that many whips, then don't watch me. You know? That's the way I look at it. But if you have something negative to say, if you don't have anything nice to say, move on. Keep it to yourself. You have no right to judge people for what kind of, how many whips they have, or how little whips they have, or what they stitch on. Who cares? You know, if I could stitch on Halloween every day of the week, I would. But I don't. If I could stitch on Nightmare Before Christmas every day of the week, I would. But I don't. Because I like that variety. And after a while, getting too many spooky stitches just wears me down. I get tired of them real quick. After a certain amount of time. I love stitching on Halloween. I love stitching. I'm not a seasonal stitcher, so I will stitch anything any time of the year. It doesn't have to be specifically for Christmas. It doesn't have to be specifically for spring or winter or whatever. I don't care. I want to stitch what I want to stitch when I want to stitch it. And yes, I do have goals for myself. And the reason I have goals for myself, and the reason that I put up, I do 100 stitches a day on a project, is because I want to get finishes as well. So, that's what it is. Last year, 2024, I got 60 finishes. Granted, they weren't all big ones, but 60 finishes is a lot. So, anyway. So yes, and I commented on Andy's hair channel, and I said, look, you know, I agree with you 100%. And, or first it was, well, I had coffee with you this morning, and I said, I agree with you 100% on what you said. Take it from somebody who was verbally abused most of her life. I was told I wasn't good enough. No, you can't do that. Why would you want to do that? You know, that kind of thing. You know, you're too big. You're fat. And this is from my mother. Okay? So, yeah. I don't want any negativity on my channel. I really don't. I just want people to be happy and enjoy what they're watching. That's my goal. That's my goal. And Laura made a comment, and I fangirled bad. I really did. I fangirled. You know, I love Stitching by the Shore with Laura. She's just so, you know, and if you listen to her long enough, she'll put you to sleep. She's just got one of those calm voices, which I love. So yeah. So, just remember, let's be nice to each other, really, you know. Try to be positive with people. This is coming from somebody who hides from people. Okay, I don't want anything to do with people. I have a hard enough time trying to get out of my house once a week. And I don't count walking my dog, because I leave my house, I bag her right, and take her, you know, and I really don't. I don't like leaving my house, and I don't like dealing with people, because there's so much negativity in the world, and I don't like it. So, please, be positive. So, I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I hope you keep on stitching on, everybody.